Is this buff valid? Is Tanya gonna be stronger than how she was pre-patch? Well, I'll give my opinion on all that at the end of the video. Let's get into it. Tanya. What's up, guys? I was supposed to, make this video breaking down this Tanya's buff and all that, making a guide on her doing the patch there, but I didn't have time. I was really busy at work and all that, so I'm not making it. My bad. I'm sorry if you guys were expecting this earlier on, and I'm not making it. I apologize for that. All right, let's get in. Let's get into this breakdown real quick. So, first of all, let's talk about the karma, right? So the karma basically, let's talk about the karma buffs they gave Tanya. So basically, if the opponent is in the sky like that, don't kick. If the opponent in the sky like that, you do karma. The opponent has this bounce effect, see that. Back like it wasn't like this before, but now if the opponent is in the sky and you bring out a karma, there's this bounce effect, but I believe that buff is pretty useless, like honestly, because if like what's the name, you get that if like that bounce or whatever, you can't follow up unless you use a cameo. I mean, let's see. If you use a cameo, it will make sense, but if you're not using a cameo, there's no conversion like from that. So I don't know if anyone is even gonna use that honestly. And if you use the 422, that combo basically in a combo string, it basically reduces your damage. So I honestly believe it's not worth it. Like it's not really worth it. Let's experiment with this real quick. Tanya's frames are so messed up, bro. Like frames are so messed up. That makes not that great. So basically, that is the first move that I don't know the buff for her and all that, but pretty much useless. No one is gonna use that. No one is gonna use that. The second buff is the branch. Actually, before we go to the branch now, let's talk about the seeking gardens, right? So basically, when you charge seeking gardens, the first charge, it used to be 8 seconds, right? But now it is 18 seconds if we charge the first charge. If you get a full charge, now it's 24 seconds. So I think that is pretty decent in some sense. Yeah, I think that one is pretty good. Okay, aside that, I don't see the other buffs being used. Okay, actually they actually buff her speed though. Now Taya moves a little bit faster than like how she used to, so I feel like that is a win in some sense. You know what I'm saying? I think that is only good thing, and the seeking guidance, the common, and then the branching out, but those things are useless for real. Let me talk about the branching out real quick. So the idea for this wasn't a buff. Is basically that if Tanya, like let me say, brings out her stand three, that's the branching out, whatever. She EX it, she can follow up with a combo. Let me say, she can extend that to a follow up attack or a combo. Back then, if you do an EX, you can't follow up. But now if you do like it and you press it real quick, you can follow up. You can follow it up with the same like with the same string, that is the stand three, into like further combos and all that. And the funny thing is that you when you use when you EX stand three in a combo like twice or three times, there's crazy damage scaling. So what is the point? What is the point of that buff? Like honestly, it is so absurd. Let me just let me show that real quick. Sorry, I dropped that. That wasn't the optimal stuff, but you guys get the idea. That is basically the wasn't the branching out buff that they gave Tanya. If you EX stand three, you can follow up with another combo. I think that is pretty good, but honestly, I feel like the branching out and the karma, they are pretty like laughable buffs. Honestly, the only good thing from like that they gave him in the toolkit will be wasn't they increasing the time for the seeking guidance charge, and return again. They buffing the speed, the speed. She moves I think faster now, like how she was like pre-patch and all that. And the seeking guidance like now it lasts for 24 seconds and 18 seconds. So I think that is a win. Aside that, the karma and branching out, I honestly don't see them being like helpful for Tanya, in her kids and all that. Competitive wise and all that. I feel like those buffs are pretty making mediocre. Alright, so quick addition. with the second guidance buff that Tanya got, you can cancel most of the strengths into the wasn't it the second guidance, and you can basically use that to extend your combo stuff like that. Let me demonstrate that real quick. Forward to 2, you can cancel that into 1 2. But also, just to let you guys know, her fastest bottom being the 1 2 can't be cancelled into the second guidance, which is really pretty dumb. You know, like that. It can't be cancelled into the second guidance, which is upset to me, honestly. We have move like that, which can also be cancelled into cancel with the weapon in the pop, second guys know that. And what again can we cancel? I think that's pretty much it. I think it's time 3, forward 2, 2 that we can cancel into that. 1 2 doesn't work. And what again? I think that is pretty much it. Yep. And also, quick addition: if you are standing if you are standing very close to the character, right, and you do the EX wasn't in stand 3, and you're trying to follow up with another stand 3, it's not gonna work for some reason. It's crazy. You need to be like, I think mid screen, something like that, before it's gonna connect. So that didn't even connect. So bruh, what is happening right now? Wait, what? Oh my god, I'm so watched. Let me go default. Alright. Yeah, like that, you know. But if you're standing close, I don't know, something like here or whatever, it's not gonna connect. See? It's not gonna connect. But if you're like mid-screen like that, if you are mid-screen like that, it's gonna connect. That is pretty weird, but yep. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now let's experiment with the new buff, the branching out, like the EX branching out with some combos with Striker and possibly Madame Bo, and if we have time, maybe some other combos and all that, you know. First of all, let's try STRYKER. STRYKER, let's make the EX charge really like that, you know. These are all combo ideas that you can implement. If you wanna do just one bar, you can go with that. Yeah, you can go with, oh no. That'll be the 2 bar version, and with that you get 511 damage, which is still pretty mediocre compared to the other characters in the game. Melina does that with STRYKER for no bar. Kitana does that and much more damage with STRYKER and wasn't it Madame Bo with no bar. So me doing that with 2 bars is mediocre at best. Like for real, this game is so unfair, bro. Alright, let's experiment with some Madame Bo combos with this branching out buff or whatever they call it. Alright, so to answer the question I raised earlier, do I think Tanya has become way stronger than she was pre-patch? To some extent, yeah. I mean, she got her speed buffed, she got seeking guidance, like she got a time also increased. So I think that is pretty decent. I think honestly think she's not bottom one no more. I think but she's still pretty like low down there. She's part of the low tiers and all that, but she's not like the bottom of the bottom. But I don't think this buff is gonna make her super strong or gonna make her like the best out there or whatever. And the buffs they give her is pretty mediocre. The reason why I'm saying that is that her damage is pretty bad, right? And they also kind of damage scaled. What's the name? Her branching out, like whenever you EX the EX the seeking guidance, the branching out in like a combat and all that. That was also pretty much nerfed. So if you add all these things together, this buff didn't really do that much for her. But I would say she is stronger though. She got a speed boost and she got a second guidance time increase. So I think it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. But I don't think she really left the bottom tier. She's still bottom tier, but I don't know. It gave her some new route, made her still fun. I mean, she has always been fun to me. So I think I'm just gonna stick with all that. All right, I appreciate you guys for watching this breakdown. If you have any questions, just let me know down in the comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good day. Tell someone you love them. Stay blessed, and as usual, peace out.